What's up there, fellas? How you doing? Hola, ¿cómo está? Bonjour, bonjour. Omo, how you dey? Charlie. Welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host, Ned. Let's talk football. Yeah. La Liga is kicking off. Let's talk everything Nico Williams madness, Yamal, Avarez free kick, the shock of the week, Athletico losing. Let's get into it. Jeez, man. Let's start with Barcelona. Barcelona versus Mallorca. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not, Espanyon, me no speak Espanyon, I mean English, yeah? So let's get into Barcelona. Mallorca actually versus Barcelona, and Barcelona winning this game 3-0. Nobody expected anything, right? They being one of the teams that is favorite to win the league. I mean, that's how it's been in La Liga. It's either Barcelona, Madrid, or Athletico Madrid, right? So it's one of them three that is always favorite to win the league. And Barcelona, what they did last season, and they look to continue in this game. They look serious. And I didn't see anything really that have changed in Barcelona game, especially, right? We know they usually play a high line, and we saw that against Mallorca. Barcelona have everything. They have the width, they have the midfield, they also have a defense, of course, right? So now they play the high line, and if you look at their defense, they also have people that have pace in their defense. Bade, Kunde, all these players, they all have pace. Right? What's his name? The center back. I'm forgetting his name, but that lot. All of them, they have paid. They're young as well, so the energy is there and everything is there. So they kind of complement Barcelona playing the high line that they want to play. But then if you go on the wing, you have Yamal that can create anything, make anything happen from nothing. Right? And it's like the first goal was basically, I feel like, a trademark goal of Yamal partnership with Rafinha, right? So you get to see that often. Crossing into this left, right? He either take a shot or he make a cross to the back post, and then where Rafinha usually is, or somebody else making that run. That's usually how it is, So that was exactly what happened. He crossed into his left, make a cross, and Rafinha was there alone, and he buried it, right? Opening goal for Barcelona. I think opening goal of the season as well. Brilliant goal. Ferran Torres also go on the score sheet. Brilliant goal, right? Now, it was a little scrappy, but the shot itself was brilliant. And then Yamal finishing it, putting the icing on the cake with a Yamal trademark goal. Like, he's gonna cut on his leg, but it's like Robin, yeah? I said Iron Robin at Bayern. The guy's gonna cut on his leg. He's gonna go there, but how do you stop him? You can't. You just can't. That's, oh my God. They cut on his left, one, cut, move, boom. Alright? Cross it in, brilliant goal again. Another Yamal goal, and then the celebration, just everything just, kind of make it nice. But congratulations to Barcelona. They absolutely dominated the game, and they look like they mean business, right? We saw, what's his name? Made his debut, the Rashford made his debut, so let's see what he can offer in that Barcelona squad. But listen, I think with or without him, Barcelona is good anyway. But hopefully maybe he can do something to kind of revamp his entire footballing career. And then let's move to another game, right? Girona versus Rayo Vallecano. This one was like drama from the beginning. The goalkeeper decided to do a bunch of madness, right? 2 mistakes within the first half kind of put Girona instantly on the back foot, right? On the back foot to begin with. Because 2 mistakes, the first one they played the ball, missed pass, now you got pressured. It's done, right? The second one again, you try to dribble somebody that you shouldn't be dribbling. Like you try to dig the ball over the guy, and the guy got the ball, and then he held the guy. I think he got a red card or something. 2 mistakes from the goalkeeper. Absolutely, terrible game from him, I would say. And Rayo capitalized on that, going up 2-0, and it was difficult for Girona as well. So it's not like Rayo was playing bad anyway. They were also playing good. Now I know last season maybe I don't think they did that well to begin with, but so yeah, they didn't really do that bad. And then Girona, I know 2 seasons ago they were one of the teams to talk about. And now this, I feel like they're just going down the drain. They need to pick it up. The coach, whoever the players, I know them. They make a couple new signings here and there, but let's see what they can do. But congratulations to Rayo for pulling that off. A brilliant win and a mistake, and they capitalize on it. Sometimes that's all you need to get a debut. So congratulations to you lot. And let's see what else we got. Athletico. Now I'm not going to talk about every single game. I'm possibly just going to talk about 4 or 5 games. What the one that I think was pretty much the highlight of the game. The week. And then we talk about Athletico losing to Espanyon. I think this one might have been the shock of the week, right? We are expecting the Athletico Madrid to win. They came up with a lineup, very strong lineup as well. Conor Gallagher was in there. Avarez is in there. Simeone was in there. So a lot of strong players, right, was in there, right? And Espanyon is no baby as well. So understandably, why they come with that lineup, and Espanyon is playing at home, so kind of give them that advantages of it being the opening game of the of the season for them and for Athletico as well. But the shock of the week for me, Athletico had everything in their head. Now, if you look at the stat, it tells you, right, they should have won, they had everything to win the game. They dominated possession, chances created, and all this little thing, especially in the first half. Now, there wasn't really much going on, but you could tell Athletico had control of the game until they ruined it. Because the substitution that the coach made, I think the substitution actually did hurt them. But before that, let's talk about Avarez goal. Yeah, listen, this guy, yeah. I wish Chelsea had gotten him. I won't lie to you. When he was leaving to go to Athletico, I was like, why is it that the Chelsea owner cannot see and go get this guy? Yeah, he would be great. Like, imagine him and Cole Palmer. Now we already have similar player in João Pedro, so I'm okay right now. I'm a little bit okay. But this guy, that free kick, like what he has become at Athletico, I think that's what everybody think he can. Like he can be. Or even more, and we know like the ceiling is still high for him. He's still growing, he's still young. But look at that free kick, putting Athletico 1-0 up with that. That's what we talk about. It's like, players like that can just change the game. Like sometimes they don't even need an free kick, boom, goal, we up 1-0. It could possibly win the game. And then the substitution, like I said, didn't really help them. Now the coach making those substitution kind of ruined everything for them. And even Simeone himself, mentioned that it's a learning experience. I mean, whatever the players that came in as well, Biani, Amanda. So it's like, yeah, it's a learning experience for every single one of them. But it is what it is. Congratulations to Espanyon. Let's see what they can do. I'm not sure they last season had a brilliant season as well. They finished 14 last season, so maybe this season they can do better. Let's see how that goes. And then let's move to Athletic Club or Athletic Bilbao versus Sevilla. I feel like this game was also very good to watch. Like anybody that watched this game, you might have enjoyed. This game, well, I watched the highlight, and obviously I pay attention to the start as well as the game was going on. And after the game, I also look at the start and then watch the highlight as well. But it was like back to, it's not necessarily back to back, but just like this team is ahead. The next, the next after you done, it's my turn. Now I'm coming behind you, right? That's what it pretty much was. So Nico Williams, the man, I feel like for me he's possibly the player of the week in La Liga, right? Except somebody score, I don't know, 5 goals or something, or do more. Like Yamal, but we'll come to that at the end. So don't go anywhere. But you see, they won the game 3-2. Nico Williams, right, getting the penalty, right? The defender was absolutely unlucky because you can see he's trying to, kind of get his balance, and it's not like something that was intentional, but it happened in the box. The man's shoe almost came off, so obviously it's a penalty. He buried it, right? And obviously he should have gone to Barcelona, but he didn't go, and now he's still there. I feel like at some point he's gonna leave. It's like the whole Mbape situation right now, right? Mbape with PSG in Madrid. I feel like that's how it's gonna be. At the end of next season, I see him going to. Now, all they're doing this is just so the club can get more money when somebody comes in for him. Because I don't know, his release clause was about what, 60-something million, and now I feel it's obviously gonna change. Now, whoever goes in for him, you have to pay at least 100 million or something. You know, I feel like that's what the club wanted, because I think he's a homegrown player. They're trying to get as much as they can for him, and understandably. But I feel like he's gonna leave to go to Barcelona at some point, right? And if he want to have a better career in terms of winning trophy, Barcelona is the place for him. He know almost half the squad. He play with them on the national team. I think would be a good place for him. But hey, the man came alive in this game, providing a goal and 2 assists. So every single goal they score, he has something to do with it. Either he scored the goal or he provided the assist. And brilliant for him. But after they scored their first 2 goals, Sevilla came back, also scored their 2 goals, right? You know, brilliant. What's it called? Lubakio? Yeah. Brilliant, a brilliant shot from him. The first goal, brilliant shot, absolutely brilliant shot for him, but and unlucky for them, right? They couldn't really keep it at a draw. Athletico Bilbao came back. Nico Williams again, providing the assist, take the ball down the line, play it back, and then their new signing. This, you know, they got, obviously, what a way to make a debut. Buried it 3-2. Athletico Bilbao with the debut, right? So congratulations to them. And Nico Williams, ooh la la, the brother, the man's on fire. The man's on fire. Hey, bully, get on the phone. Get that boy over to the bridge. But let's move now. Let's start. This is gonna be Valencia versus Real Sociedad. This was another good game, right? After this game, and then I'm gonna talk about the Madrid game. No, one more game before the Madrid game. Valencia versus Real Sociedad. I feel like this was a good game. I call this like the battle of the mid-table club. Now, both of them didn't really do well last season. I think they both finished 11 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who. Valencia might have been 11 and Real Sociedad 12, or the other way around. But good game from. It's like they were at each other's throat. So yeah, even the goals that they scored, it wasn't really far apart. So Valencia scored. Didn't take long. Real Sociedad also scored, but what's his name? Kubo. Athletico Kubo. He's mad. Good, brilliant player, by the way. And Valencia goal as well was also brilliant, right? Goalkeeper missed pass. Valencia got the ball, 1-2 passes, ball over the top. Brilliant finish, all right? And Real Sociedad, they also got the ball in the middle, progress with it, find Kubo, open his body, take a shot, boom, go, right? So you know, the both them was very good, and then but they were at one another too, so it was a good game. And then Villarreal against Real Oviedo. Hopefully I'm not, you know, killing that name yet, but Villarreal being a team, you know, that's been in the league for a little bit, and Oviedo just coming back into the league, so you know, obviously they're gonna struggle, and they did struggle, right? So Villarreal, we know you link with a player that is currently at Chelsea, right? Vega. Hurry, bring the money. We want the money, yeah? The money, yes? How do you say money in Spanish? Paper. About to say l'argent, that's French. But, you know, you get it, just bring the money. We give you the money, right? Vega. But they had a brilliant game. We know Partey had made his debut. We know Partey went there from Arsenal, so he had made his debut for them in this game as well. But Pepe, and then what's the other guy? Pepe and Papi, they were on it, right? They were on it. Papi being one of their midfielder, he scored a goal, and then Pepe also was on fire, man. The man, you know, constantly kept taking it to them, but you could see Real Oviedo, they missed a penalty within like the first half, so which could have put them above, that goal could have put them in front, but they blew it, they ruined it for themselves. You know, that kind of showed the inexperience as well and all of that, but Villarreal got the win, show absolute dominance, and come on, what do you expect, right? They just got promoted. Obviously they're gonna struggle, right? But good luck to Villarreal, good luck to Real Oviedo as well. Now let's talk about Real Madrid. They played yesterday, right? Well, it was more like a snooze fest, right? If you watch Madrid game, especially in the first half, there's absolutely nothing, close to nothing that happened, right? Madrid versus Osasuna, Madrid playing home, but it was more like a snooze fest, right? Nothing really happened. But first of all, Madrid set up in a 4-2-3-1, right? 4-2-3-1. Yeah, Adagula play all 4-3-3, whatever way you look at it. But Adagula almost playing as a 10. You have Avarez, you know, playing along Chouameni, and then you have your two housing and Militao, and then Carreras, something like that. They're playing as a left back, and then you have Trent on the other side, right? And then you have the front three. Apparently Diaz was there. Diaz was playing on the right side, and then you have Vinicius and then Mbappe. But it's like the game also soon as sit back, right? So in the low block, so it's kind of difficult for Madrid to break, right? But the problem I saw with Madrid is that there wasn't really anybody almost in the box, and that been my problem with Madrid. There's nobody making. Jude Bellingham is usually the one that used to do that, but now you don't really see a lot of that. Now I think to understand when they have a free kick or corner kick or set piece, let's say like that, you usually have people along the line of Chouameni, Dean Housen that is usually there. But when it comes to open play, you don't see these people making the run because that's not really their role. You have Chouameni playing as a midfielder. You have Dean Housen playing also, playing in the back as well. So you have these tall people that could be a threat in the box that don't really spend more time in the box, right? So when you're playing against a low block team, I would have preferred, to be honest with you, that you brought in Garcias. Gonzalo Garcias, you bring him in. Like he's good. Like him being in there, we saw him in the club worker. He's good when it comes to air duel. Like he's good in the air. He can win those things, right? And he's clinical as well. So you need those kind of a person in there, in your opposition box to kind of give them something to worry about. Other than that, just because now you have Mbappe that wants to be outside of the box, take a shot. You have also Vinicius that wants the same. You have plus the midfielder that also are already outside of the box, right? So you have all these people that want to be outside the box. Nobody want to make a run in the box. But now if you have him in there, now he give the defender something to worry about. Then you have somebody that it will give them a little bit of a space for people like Valverde that can take those long range shots and to be able to get a couple in. And then now it's like they have the opposition defense have a couple things to worry about instead of just one player, right? So but none of that happened. So it was more like a snooze fest until Mbappe got that penalty, right? It was a really soft one, but again the man got touched in the box and got fouled in the box, right? Because you can see the defender for getting him, like there was a contact and he took advantage of it, which I think was smart of him, because after that I don't think it was going to create any more chance. But he buried it. Madrid Madrid went 1-0 up, and that was the only goal of the game, pretty much. But in terms of the way they played, I don't think they play well. And Madrid usually play high line, especially when they're playing against a low block team. That's what makes it even more difficult, because now if you play against a low block team that can catch you on the corner, if they score a goal, call it a day. It's over. You call it a day. There's nothing more you can do, right? Because they're just gonna sit, and even sit, right? Especially if they're used to it. Now, if you're playing against maybe a big team that's not really used to sitting, and then they're sitting, now there's a possibility you will win because they're not used to it. They will, what's it called? They will get caught slacking. They will get, they will lose concentration at some point. But if you're playing against, I would say a small team, but a team that is used to it, yeah, you facing a very big problem, yeah. But we see what Madrid try to do is like they play along with Chouameni, playing as a 6, but when Madrid is defending, he steps into the he draws back as one of the center backs, so it turns into the back 5, and then so it's like a 5-3-2 with Vinicius and Mbappe being the people often that should be starting the press, but they never do. So that's kind of a problem. So until the ball gets into Madrid half, there isn't really any kind of a pressing going on. So you just see those two people roaming up there just to say Madrid have 2 people up there, but there's nothing. And you need people that bring the energy. And when Garcias came on, you saw that high press with him, right? He run after the ball. When the opposition get the ball, just to give them the chance to build that. And that was good. But, Madrid need to put all of those things together, I would say. Like Mbappe need to press a little bit more for the team. Vinicius the exact same thing as well. But again, if they can't do it, I think there will be a problem. But let me know your thoughts about everything we've discussed so far, right? Barcelona, Yamal, Rafinha, right? Which I think was better than Yamal last season, or had better contribution. I don't think he's a better player than Yamal, but I think had better contribution last season than Yamal. But let me know your thoughts about that. What do you think? The goals, right? Nico Williams, Yeah, Yamal. Mbape penalty. What do you think about Madrid style of play? What game shocked you the most? Now I know I'll say the Espanyon and Athletico Madrid, but what other game? And what game that I didn't talk about that you want to talk about? You have something to say about? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. See you later. Cheers.